and talk a little bit about, DocumentsCorePack, and just kind of want to briefly go over some of the release highlights that we're going to have for DocumentsCorePack for Dynamics 365. The newest version should be available today for you to download. Some of these features are naturally already in the product. We've done webinars on these before. You can actually, to get more in depth, a more technical understanding of it, you can go back and view some of these other webinars on our website. One of the first things that we're going to be talking about is our one-click actions. One-click actions, we've kind of created those to basically standardize and simplify your process of creating documents, just making it easier for your users to do to create these documents. The next piece would be multi-part documents. So basically what that enables you to do is to create complex document packages. So you can put several different templates together. You can kind of pick and choose and put these packages together very, very simply and easily. User prompts. So basically what this allows you to do is incorporate user input right there in the DocumentsCorePack dialog. And it's a really handy feature which we'll show here in the demo. And then last but not least is the condition designer. And basically it's kind of a dynamic content based on values. So it's a really handy feature there. So let's go ahead and move on, talk a little bit about one-click actions. And basically what this allows you to do is pre-configure your process, and there's kind of 3 steps to that. The first step being your template selection. Basically you're deciding there what documents should be generated, how should it be generated, what documents should be generated here. Basically you can do that either by user selection, you can actually predefine your template, or you can define a workbook. You can define all these things in the dialog and give the user as much freedom or limit them to their choices as much as you'd like. Next would be defining your process, basically the post-processing steps, how to process the document on generation, whether you want to print it, send an email, send it for e-signature, save to SharePoint, a lot of other things. So you can define all these things right there in the dialog. Lastly is your review options, whether you want to allow the users to review or modify the document before processing. Basically, you can enable preview or allow a word edit. Once you've kind of defined all these things in through the configuration process, you're given a button there that your users will just click, and it'll perform any of the actions that you've predefined, or let them choose. Like for example, here we're having this send a quote to customer. Basically, if they click this button, it would create a PDF, attach to the email, print the PDF, and save it to SharePoint. So it's a real handy feature. Kind of just makes everything simple and easy for your users. The next piece is the multi-part document. So being able to generate workbooks and document packages. The main goal of this was to be able to generate document packages consisting of various elements. When I'm talking about various elements, I'm talking about that being templates, that being static attachments to notes, and let's see, documents from SharePoint, to be able to kind of add that all in. Options basically that you have, you can actually include selections, you can choose what version is going to be used, and you can do conditional inclusion with this. So basically you can see over here on the right hand side, you can see kind of the flow here. Basically you design everything in the designer. This is then in the DocumentsCorePack dialog, what the user actually sees is the things that you've chosen, whether that be optional, you can choose which templates you're going to use, etc. DocumentsCorePack then puts this all together, combines it all together into one document, and then you come out with your proposal on the end. The next piece would be our user prompts. And basically what we wanted to do here is be able to incorporate prompts inside the dialog where the user is actually able to fill in some information, maybe make a couple choices. This is usually stuff that maybe you don't want to store inside of CRM, but it's kind of handy. So you're trying to avoid the need for MS Word editing, and you're also trying to standardize your documents with this. Some of the options that you have with this are being able to hide and show sections, to add personal text to a document, and to choose from some predefined options. Some examples of this would be like, for example, personal notes, legal verbiage, or variations in terms and conditions. So you can just easily kind of do all that and have, not have to store things, not base things in CRM. You can just put that into the dialog, and that just gets merged right into the template. Into the document. Lastly, we want to talk about a little bit about conditions, a little bit more about conditions, and it's basically, again, the dynamic content based on field values. Some of you are familiar with this if you've used conditions with the if-else conditions in Word, so the Word content controls using if statements in Word. Our main goal was just to enable content to be displayed on values inside of Dynamics, just like the Word piece does. We include a designer, and the designer gives you an advanced fine kind of feel to it. That's kind of how you're going to be building these conditions out. You have and or operators. You have all attribute types. You can basically reuse conditions throughout your template, and you can automate. It basically has an automated else block if you so choose. A couple of the other nice features to this is that it gives you a little bit more power than the standard Word if statement does. Basically, you will be able to use operators such as contains, or whether something contains data, whether it begins with a certain string. You'll be able to to add those in there, and it's really simple to use. Some examples of that would be salutations based on gender, or you can show a promotion based on region. So if someone's, say, was like in Germany, they would get, if their country was Germany, they would get a it would add this basically this promotion or something like that to it. So we're going to go over a demo here real quick. This is actually just going to be a high-level demo, just kind of showing you the one-click actions, showing you what user prompts look like, what a multi-part document, creating a multi-part document looks like, and then kind of show you some conditions. So I'm going to flip over here to my system here, and we're just going to be doing this on quotes. This is something that just a lot of people in the dynamic space kind of use here for quotes, for generating quotes. So here, basically what I need to do is just select the record that I want to use and hit my Create Document button. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through first just kind of what the vanilla DocumentsCorePack dialog kind of does. So the first thing that it kind of comes up with is it allows you to pick your quote. You can see here I got a lot of quotes here. So let me find the one that I want. Okay, this is the one I want. So then I'd select it, go ahead and click Next. Then I have different selections that I can do. I can select my file type, attach the document if I want, print it, save it to SharePoint, run a workflow afterwards. These are all settings that I can just as a user I can kind of configure. Some of these are naturally not used, can be confusing to users sometimes. So here, once I'm done, I'll click Next. Then we go into basically the document generation process. So basically what this is going to do for me is it's going to create a PDF. Then I'm able to actually preview that, so I can open it up. I can take a look at my quote, and there we go. That's pretty much it. Once I'm finished, there'll be any post-processing steps or anything like that, like attached to email, etc. So excuse me. That is the basically the vanilla DocumentsCorePack dialog there. Want to show you this again real quick, what you can do here with the one-click actions. As you saw before, kind of clicked a little bit fast, but you can see here I have several different options here, different ways to, I have the send quote button, user prompts, proposal package, electronic signatures, all this stuff. And all these are pre-configured, so I'm going to basically do the same thing that I did here in this where I decided every step. But here the difference is I've already gone ahead and pre-configured it. I've already selected the same template. I've already selected my my post-processing options where I'm creating a PDF and attaching it to an email. So it just kind of goes in and does everything for me. So what I'm left with is I'm able to basically come up and view, just kind of preview my document here. You can see it's the same document, so same process, just a lot easier, so you can quickly do these things. So again, I've got my post-processing steps. If I could finish, it'll attach it to an email, and then I'm able to send that email on if I'd like. So that's basically what the one-click actions will do. It goes from basically about 8 or 9 clicks. I think I did that one all in about 3 clicks. It took me about 3 clicks to get that document generated. So saves a lot of time, and it just gives consistency to your document generation process. The next piece that I want to show would be the user prompts. So again, I have gone ahead and pre-configured a one-click action here. I'll go ahead and click this. It's going to automatically select that template for me. So here I can add, say, a personal note, like just something simple. So I can add personal note text. I can put this all in there, write whatever I want. It's just like a small little text editor. Again, I have the additional payment conditions, or add payment conditions if I so choose. That's just an option set. It's going to add that to the template or not. So I'll go ahead and select that. And again, this is kind of an interesting thing because, in the last quote, it's valid for 30 days, but, sometimes you have quotes that are valid for, say, 60 days or 90 days or something. You can have this little option set in here, and you can select from, the user can select from that. You don't need to reference something back or add another field onto your quote saying, how long the quote's valid for. You can just let the user choose that and decide. So once we're done with that, we'll click next. And again, I've gone ahead and also pre-configured all my post-processing steps. So it just goes right into the document creation. And then it just takes a brief moment to put this out. So I will go ahead and open this up. Open this up in Word. I created this as a Word doc. One brief moment here. Oh, it's asking me to log in. So yeah, but hang on. Let me just finish this real quick. I should be able to take a look at the email here and show the attachment from the email instead, or not. Just to kind of show you this. It takes a brief moment. Go down here to my activities and just open this quote up. So there we go. So here's my quote here. It's letting me know that the quote's valid from 60 days to today. If I selected the other piece, it would tell me 30, my payment conditions, and then my my text here, my personal note here. So that all that information is put actually into the document there. So that would be the user prompts. One other thing that I'd also like to show here is how to kind of create a multi-part document. So again, I'll do the create document button. And then what I'm doing here is I'm kind of creating a proposal package. So this is going to do a cover page, customer references, and possibly a quote. So I'll click that, and then I have all this information here, basically about what I can select. These are all different templates. So I can select here, see, I just want the customer reference info. I can include information about DocumentsCorePack. I can include customer references from the US and Canada, or customers from the rest of the world here. So I'll take that. See, I want to include something about activity tools as well. So I'm able to pick and choose these, and last but not least, the quote as well. So these are all, you can have these are optional. And then you also have the choice between the two different templates, which one you want to select. Once you're done with that, you go ahead and click next. And then this whole document generation process kicks off. Now, these usually do take a little bit longer because it's actually adding, I think I picked 4 options, or 2 options, or 3 options, and 1 is 2 are mandatory. So it's actually merging 5 documents and concatenating that all together. And once I'm done here, I've got all this information right here. So you can see here, so our reference customers, the intro letter, and then our reference customers for DocumentsCorePack. And let me just grab this little piece right here, our reference customers for activity tools, and our quote stuck in there. And then last but not least, our terms and conditions. So this allows you to build these workbooks very, very quickly and easily just by just selecting just a few things. And then again, you can email that off. One other thing that I want to show here as well before I proceed in showing the conditional statements is one of the things that you can do actually here too is you can actually perform bulk merges. And also for one-click actions, they have separate one-click actions that you can configure. Here I just have one, so they're separate here, so I can actually say here that it's the same thing that I did before. I'm sending the quote, but this is just a batch. So I'll just go ahead and click that. Goes through and creates all my documents, and then would go through the whole post-processing thing of attaching that to an email and sending that on. So again, it just takes a few minutes for it to create these 3 documents. And here, you know, I can preview these different documents here, and just kind of flip through those. One thing that you're going to notice here is you notice a little difference from what I showed here. This one has terms and conditions, our payment conditions, information about our bank, etc. And this particular one it's a little different. It doesn't have that information there. It just says copy. So this is a copy. So what I've done here is I've kind of set this up in such a way that it's a condition that's basically built into the template. That if the status of the quote is actually active, I want to include this information. Any other status, I would consider that just basically a copy of the quote, something that I wouldn't want to send to the customer. So for only active ones, it's going to show the particular thing. So we can go ahead and just kind of show that real quick. So this quote is actually, the status is active. So it just takes a brief moment here for us to create this. And so if I preview this, you can see here, I have my terms and conditions, my payment conditions, etc., information about our bank. That's something that I would send to a customer. And if I choose the, like say this one's actually closed. Let's just say I needed to make a copy of it for my records or printed or something. Basically what we're going to get down here is instead of all that information, it's going to be blocked out and it's going to say that it's basically a copy. So just one moment while that comes up. And here we go. We'll just preview this real quick. And you can see here, down here, it's just a copy of it. It doesn't have all that other information in there. So again, you can just hide and show different things inside the template. That's just a small example there. All right. So that concludes the end of our demo. Let's just flip back over. I want to talk a little bit about the roadmap, what's upcoming. You know, we're always kind of working on DocumentsCorePack, trying to push it even farther. There's a couple things that are coming in Q3. It's custom activity support in the dialog. That's really exciting. Basically, instead of like you'll have other options, so you'll be able to attach to your custom activities. From my understanding, the letter activity is going away. Some of us still use that. So you'll be able to, you'll create this custom letter activity. You'll be able to attach that, your documents to that via the dialog. So any custom activity you create that you want to attach documents to, you'll be able to reference it and attach those things there. Conditional formatting is something that's coming, and basically what we mean by conditional formatting is to, like for example, if we have discounts in our quote, we want to show those as green. You know, the font color is green, or the letter color is green, or different font sizes or things of that nature. So just basically conditional formatting based on values. In Q4, we're going to be adding Adobe eSign integration. So we have DocuSign, we have AssureSign, and we'll be adding Adobe eSign as well. And then visibility rules for one-click actions. Basically what this means is that the visibility rules based on, say, like for example, security roles, they'll be able to see just whatever one-click action is available for their, you'll be able to assign these one-click actions based on security roles, so you can assign that to a team or a team of users, or to an individual user. They get different one-click actions, so different people will see different things. So it's a pretty cool little neat feature. I want to thank everybody for